doesn't always work, does it?
Bollocks, isn't it, that?
I do not like being up at this time in the morning. I don't care about Jaguars making me get up this time in the morning. Actually, it's not too bad through the winter, is it?
No, it's a little bit
7
later.
o'clock's okay.
Yeah, 7's fine, isn't it?
7's fine, I can do 7.
So there's so.
You shouldn't say that to start.
So.
Should you?
So.
It's very unprofessional. So then.
So.
Welcome to the Dreaming Jaguars. Sorry we haven't been around for a while, but you know, we've all got our own shit to do.
Got our own shit to do, yeah. Got a couple of new pens, haven't we? Got some new pens.
I haven't even looked at it.
Danny has had a go on his pen.
He said it was fresh, didn't he?
He said it absolutely blew his socks off. So that's going to be an upcoming video very soon. Very soon.
I do apologise, my actual get out of bed alarm's on.
So new pens and new Deems, new experience video coming up. But the point today, I think I've called this conference, this meeting today, based on the Congressional Hearings of a couple of days ago. Thought it would be good to acknowledge that, because we seem to be edging, albeit very slowly, towards the disclosure or some other sinister plan of acknowledging non-human intelligence interacting with us and our planet, right? So if you haven't seen it, obviously go online and find it on YouTube and watch it. Similar to the first congressional hearings, members of Congress, bipartisan group of congressmen, Republican and Democrat, working together to try and find out where money is being spent by the American government on these secret access programs uncovering alien technology, reverse engineering.
What? That's not what it's about, is it?
Yeah.
Congress hearings, it's about the money, missing money.
Yeah, they're missing money.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's their angle,
That's
isn't it?
their angle.
That's their angle. So the first hearings were good because you had nobody that we hadn't heard of. David Grush, Ryan Graves and David Fravor, all very well
First.
Yeah, and credentials, their credentials stacked up because of who they are professionally,
of course they are, yeah.
military,
pilots.
This time round you've got Lou Elizondo, ex-CIA, who's written a book saying all the same things. A admiral called something Gallaudet, Tim Gallaudet, and he was the admiral in charge of the aircraft carrier when the Go Fast incident was taking place. Basically, he got an email, this is what sparked his attention originally, he got an email saying, if anybody knows what these things are that are getting in the way of our pilots, can you let me know ASAP, because it's causing a danger to our pilots, right? As in, like, does anybody know if there's any secret tech that's being tested in our exercise range? Obviously he's the admiral in charge. He's like, what are you talking about? Spoke to a load of people, was told what's going on with these things coming out of the upper atmosphere into our airspace in milliseconds, bowling around all over the place, getting in the way of pilots and stuff, and then like disappearing. And then this email went round to various high-end military folk, and then all of a sudden the following day the email was just gone off of everybody's computer. Nobody could find any reference to it. It was just wiped. And then you had...
and that was all spoken about, was it?
It was all spoken about,
Congress.
Yeah. Then you had Michael Schellenberger, who is a journalist, well-known, reputable journalist, reports on all sorts of political stuff and human rights stuff around the world, blah blah blah, who has uncovered this secret access program called Immaculate Constellation. And the Immaculate Constellation, from what I can gather, is like a database of all of the very high-end, high-definition videos and photos and first-hand accounts of military people and people of good standing who have been present when these craft have materialised, and they've got proper 4K images, video, had experiences, and all this data is collected in this Immaculate Constellation. They are also a part of the reverse engineering and crash retrieval program. I mean, again, I'm talking like this is just absolute fact. Could all be bollocks, but these people of high-standing American governmental positions have stood up and sworn an oath to God and the United States of America that what they're saying is true. Yeah. The other guy was a bit of a weird one. He was a NASA scientist, retired NASA scientist, and he was basically there. I thought he was going to have some good shit to say, and he kind of did, because what he was talking about was what we need to do is bend NASA's arm, because they've got an archive of information that is fucking vast as the Bible.
Yeah.
And we're not tapping into it. We're not able to get into it or utilise it. And I'm guessing with what he says is with machine learning and artificial intelligence, they will be able to scan through all their data and maybe come up with some other shit, right? So that was kind of the 4 people there doing their oaths, swearing their oaths and speaking their information. The weird thing about it for me was 2 things. Obviously, members of Congress reading through this Immaculate Constellation report, talking about what these craft, or indeed what this phenomenon is, right? And in this Immaculate Constellation, there has been written up best estimations that there are various craft, triangular, boomerang, cylindrical, orb, disc,
cigar,
cylindrical, organic and biological.
That was the one that shocked me.
So biological, so are these things that materialise a biological life? Is that the actual living thing that appears as a craft, which we would presume is a craft, carrying occupants?
Well, you said about the jelly-like.
Gelatinous, translucent, glowing.
Is that like the orbs?
Outer shell. Yeah, the orbs.
The orbs were.
Yeah, or whatever these craft were, which I found interesting. Right, so I'm just trying to give you a handle on, you have to watch it for yourself obviously, give you a handle on the hearings in general. It was very, very interesting listening to the congressman talking about this as if it was like matter of fact talking about, fucking filing taxes for the US government.
Yeah.
And they're actually talking about
UFOs or
UAPs and life, non-human intelligence basically. The other takeaway from it was that I thought Lou Elizondo, who has been criticised for being a CIA stooge, or being a CIA plant within this community, to try and
disinformation.
Yeah, or not even disinformation. Maybe for the purposes of what we've talked about is this false flag alien invasion, right?
Which is documented somewhere.
Yeah. So he basically he's been on this be good to each other. I can't tell you. He alludes to the fact that he is privy, not in these hearings. He does in the hearings, but generally I've watched him on podcasts, and he alludes to the fact that he is aware of something that is either going to happen, or he knows why these things are here and what they are. But he never says. He says, "I can't tell you the information that I know. I'm just saying." if you want me to give you any information, the best thing you can do is love your children, love your partners, love your family, right? Over and above everything else, that's what you need to do. That's what you need to do. Like, and they're like, what does that mean?
Where's he said that? Where's he said that?
He said it on loads. He said it on.
Oh, he didn't say it at the Congress.
No. He just says when he does podcasting.
Which is good advice anyway. But
Just
what
good
the
advice.
fuck does he mean?
Exactly. Yeah. Love your children. Love your partners. What is it like?
Put
Because
your
you ain't got
time-
long.
Yeah, put your time in being with your family
Yeah.
because you haven't got long.
Because you haven't got long,
Or-
or if you are a person of love and compassion and empathy, you might be spared, like from a fucking biblical, religious perspective.
Oh, we're fucked, man.
Yeah, kicked my dog yesterday.
I'll beat that old man up in the street.
So I found that interesting, and so basically he does his thing, but what he does in this hearing is dress it up, in my opinion, in some kind of war footing.
Yeah.
So what he's saying is the attributes that these things
But that just goes along with the
the
false
narrative.
flag.
Yeah, exactly.
They're coming, and they are coming to attack.
Yeah.
Not to be benevolent or whatever. I
Not
think
to
that's the right
say-
word.
yeah.
Not to help us.
Benevolent, yeah.
They're coming to take over. A bit like Jupiter Ascending, which I keep bringing up.
Yeah.
They're just coming to harvest the humans.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're just cattle.
Yeah, and he says like that, you know, the way that they are now documented moving around military installations and fucking them with pilots and stalking planes, you know, is indicative of a reconnaissance mission to gather as much data about us, find out what our weaknesses are, find out what our strengths are, before they roll in and just say, right, see you later, boys.
Which is what you do when you go to war with another country or whatever. That's what you were saying, wasn't it?
Yeah,
They basically come.
you send in a
do the
recon team.
Yeah, check them out, see how strong they are,
Yeah.
where their flaws are, where their faults are, whatever, where their weaknesses.
Yeah, and then you
Which
go
is why they buzz around the nuclear sites.
and you go back to command and say, right, we're going to need 20 blokes coming in from the east side. They've got a fucking heavy artillery gun. We're going to need a sniper to take out that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's that kind of. That was he didn't say it, but it was just that was the angle he was pushing. In my opinion, they are carrying out reconnaissance. They are testing us, testing our
You got a
weaknesses.
feeling
I got
that
a
the
feeling.
vocabulary was
Yeah.
was aimed in that way.
Was aimed in that way.
There was an underline, a
And
bit
that-
like when COVID came out in this country and the government started using war speak.
Yes. Yeah. Like
We
it
all
was-
got to stand together.
like it's the enemy.
Yeah.
One common enemy. That's a primer. That's a primer.
It's a primer, yeah.
That is a primer to get society ready for some common enemy.
Oh, COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lock-in. That's just all in that.
Not so much the lockdown. It's like that everybody. We've got to work together. We've got one common enemy.
Well, that doesn't fit the other narrative of them trying to divide everybody right now. But that's a completely different genre.
Yeah. Let's not get into that.
Let's not get
because
into
it'll
that.
get taken down. So that was that. That was that. Right. Tim Gallaudet, I thought was cool because he's just kind of matter of fact and was very steadfast in his. Like, I can't give you information because I'm still under blah blah blah. No, it was legit, mate. And like they were all asked, is there non-human intelligence interacting with this planet? Yes or no? Yes, 100%. Is there a yes, 100%. Is there a yes, 100%. Is there a yes, 100%. Like, totally steadfast. And then they started getting into, and this is where we're going to come around to some psychedelic stuff.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Is that the experiences documented in the Immaculate Constellation. So what are the effects of you? What happens if you go out in your garden and shoot with your Sony A7S III at 50 feet a UAP, right? What happens is you ring the news station or whoever it is, the people in in this program, find out who you are, turn up, the men in black turn up, take your camera, take everything else that you've got, and then they say to you, what happened?
Interview.
Justin, what happened when you were there? And what a lot of people say is that there are perceptual changes. There is change in perception. So you almost go into like a psychedelic state. Yeah?
Yeah.
It's a change of perception. Altered states of consciousness,
Altered
basically.
state of consciousness.
Altered states of consciousness. An awareness, a shared awareness with the craft.
Right.
Right?
Like it knows you, you know it.
Yeah. And it's, if it's thinking something, you're seeing what it's thinking.
Right.
Time, obviously, massive time loss.
Dilation.
Time dilation. And then, yes, then also physical ailments, sickness, nausea, aches and pains, paralysis. So it's not without risk, obviously, running into a UAP.
Right.
But I just found the perceptual change. The link.
Between that and the DMT psychedelic entity contact.
Because of Dick Kahn, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We've spoken to Dick Kahn. Shout out to Dick Kahn. What's his book called? DMT and My Occult Mind. Yeah. And then I think he's got another one out as well. So Dick, I never really used to agree with this because I always used to think that my experiences lent themselves more to me, my consciousness kind of flitting through a wormhole to another level of reality, right?
Yeah.
That's the way I've always looked at it. But tying it in, and again, I probably still do lean that way, but what Dick says in his book is that he believes that there are these intelligences and non-human intelligence all around us.
Just in a different dimension.
And when you smoke DMT, they are attracted to you through that process.
Like a candle in the dark.
Like a candle in the dark, like a spotlight in the dark, yeah. They are attracted to you and they mesmerise you with the visual aspect of the trip.
So the trip, what you see, the visuals, is brought on by the entity, literally like, oh, here he is. Let's show some stuff.
That could just be their communication, right? That could actually just be
telepathic
an alien form of
that might be their language.
Exactly, a bit like Arrival. The geometry.
Oh yeah, what a brilliant link.
Yeah, is their language.
Yeah.
Or them. Could be them. I mean, we're going right out on what the hell is an alien? What does an alien intelligence look like in an alternative dimension? Could very well be telepathic geometry.
Could be.
It could be the entities that take place, right?
That's very deep, isn't it? Trying to imagine that.
It's cool, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's cool. I like it.
So that kind of, that's non-biological,
geometrical, telepathic entity.
Well, what Rogan says, didn't he? If someone says what's a DMT entity, and he says a geometric pattern made out of love and light and illumination.
Well, not by the sounds of Congress, it ain't.
No. No. So that whole thing with like the perceptual psychedelic style altered state of consciousness when you come into contact with one of these things, there's like you smoke DMT and they'll come to you and they'll kind of switch. I'm going off on a tangent here, but they switch, your brain chemistry gets switched, you are essentially catapulted into their space and then they present themselves in front of you. But maybe flip it the other way around. If you stumble across one of them that's in our...
Well, it's just here.
It's just here doing it. It's coming to our level of perception. You stumble across it, it turns around and goes, shoof! Get him into the DMT state quick, I want to chat with him. and then boof, you're in it. They rearrange your brain chemistry from afar somehow. Do you know what I mean? Telepathically, and then you are in their state, and then these people, maybe Joe the farmer from Nebraska has never done DMT, so he's like, I just saw this. You know what I mean? Like, and then you can kind of get into the whole alien abduction thing being the same.
There's been links to that.
100%, mate. 100%. So it was cool. It was enlightening, but at the same time, I think it edges us closer, because the more they're talking about it in these governmental. Now, obviously, all of our American buddies have had their, cast their electoral votes, and you've now had your administration changed, and Trump is saying that he's gonna release information about UAPs.
Yeah.
We wait and see. I don't think Rome was built in a day. They're not just going to wheel out a UFO.
He said that the first time he was going to get in, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah, it's one of the. He said the first thing I'm going to do is just let everyone know about the UAPs. I remember, because I was quite excited about it, but I think he got kiboshed.
Right.
But now maybe it's going to be an option for him.
Hopefully.
We are Trumpers, by the way. I don't know if that makes any difference to some of our.
Definitely not a Democrat, although I don't really know that much about it, but I can just see that it's a bit more. He's a bit more of a maverick, and probably is not influenced as much. Anyway, let's not get into politics,
okay,
bro.
Sorry.
So that was it, mate. That was the congressional hearings. I thought that there were links that I've created.
That they sound slightly concerning with the false flag kind of thing.
Definitely Lou Elizondo. Definitely Lou Elizondo.
Which is, I mean, and then when you look at all the conspiracy stuff that we get to see that comes up on our feeds because of the algorithm, not necessarily that you buy right into it, but if you think of what we've been looking at for the last 10 years, that really does feed in to what's happening.
Yeah, I mean,
the false flag.
It's been talked about for a long time, isn't it?
Yeah.
But how the hell?
Because they've got the technology.
Yeah, now. But how? How on fucking God's green earth?
Yeah.
Do you plan and execute a global alien invasion?
Well,
because you've got to have boots on. If you just projected an enormous craft in the sky there, right?
Yeah.
A bit like Arrival.
Yeah.
It just boof. It just comes out. It's there. Bang.
Some sort of 3D projection.
Yeah, some sort of 3D, and it's on. It's in America. It's all over Russia,
it would
China,
have to be in every
Europe.
country in the world.
It would be amazing. It'd be fucking wicked to see it, just because it would be amazing. But that's only going to buy. That's only going to. I think the attention span of people is now become so short through social media.
Yeah.
That after a few days you'd be like, what are they doing then?
Yeah. What are they doing?
What up to then? You'd need boots on the ground and ray guns, mate.
Well,
that would need to attack us.
It would have to do something. Literally, they'd have to pop up down the beach here now, stomping across with guns.
Or does every country in the world sacrifice a city and just nuke a city? Because if you saw saw an alien craft there, the size of a fucking, the size of a town,
half the population would go, we need to fucking protect ourselves. That's the point, isn't it? The government, the point of that false flag is that the government can then go, every government can then go, well, we need this, we need the budget, you need to stay in your homes, and it's like...
Or do they just show up in this unbelievable light show, stay for a few days, and then fuck off?
And then that's like...
That's enough.
That's the end of religion. 50% of the population go, well, there ain't no God no more.
That's enough, isn't it?
That then ends. There'll still be your hangers on, so they'll have to be. What they'd have to do is come. I watched a conspiracy thing. They will show up. Then they will come and they will say, "You've got no God. We are your gods. We are the ones who can, like the Anunnaki.
We created
we
ya.
came down. We created you. That gets rid of religion. That gives the percentage who run the world, whatever that means. That gives them the ability to then start really manipulating the population, because there's nothing to argue, like religion, or go to a heaven, or whatever, you know, nirvana, whatever it is. Yeah, that gives this apparent one. But my argument is, right, that kind of manipulation. And Brian Cox said something funny on Joe Rogan the other day. He went, I've met a lot of people in government. He went, they ain't got the brain power to be able to fucking pull that one off.
Yeah, yeah.
He went, they can't even get the trains to run on time in this country.
Yeah.
There's no way they could pull that off.
Yeah.
However, it ain't the government running the world, is it? Apparently.
No. It's a different class.
Well, if you go with that whole Illuminati, lizard people, whatever it is.
It's like...
God, that's so dark though.
Yeah, I mean, just to fake that. Just to fake it, just for your own... But for what end? To what end?
I can't believe people are that greedy.
Yeah, I don't think... I don't
or
know.
That evil.
So, and then obviously the other factor is maybe... Okay, let's go at it from a slightly different angle. How much time have we got left on that? Loads.
What have we got?
Loads. Right, so let's go at it from a slightly different angle there. There's this apparent object coming towards
2027.
us. 2027.
Changing direction, speeding up and slowing down.
Yeah. Let's say that was clocked a while ago by the Pioneer spacecraft, right?
Yeah, right.
So this thing's coming. The
Right.
government know it's coming. Let's say they've known for 5 years, since 2017 or 15, maybe a couple of years before. This thing is coming, and there's nothing they can do about it, and it's massive.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's intelligently controlled.
Yeah.
What do you do? How long is it before amateur astronomers
Start picking up on it.
Pick up on it? Radio, telescope,
Yeah.
amateur astronomers, private institutions around the world. Hang on a minute, there's a signal. Get in on that. Boom, there's this thing. Right. So
what is that? Yeah.
So maybe something is coming. Yeah.
They don't know what it is.
They don't know what it is.
And which is why Lou Alessandro's saying, just love your family.
You've got to drip feed the population this UAP stuff.
Yeah.
And then it builds and builds and builds until it gets into an official capacity. So people are like, okay. And then all of a sudden, right, now we know that there is stuff in our universe.
Yeah.
So everybody gets used to that. And then all of a sudden, when this 2027 is getting closer, actually, fuck me, there's something on its way.
Yeah.
That there's not, or that could be the start of the fucking blag.
It could be the start of the blag.
It could all be the start of the blag.
There's nothing out there.
In 2027, everyone's looking at the sky. Bang! The projection comes on.
Yeah.
It turns up.
That's the start of your false flag.
But then what? But then I'm getting a little bit excited. Then right. So then what happens? Does it just fuck off? So it's been coming for 5 years. It has a little butchers and then disappears.
No.
No. You'd need to nuke a city or two. But then for what? To what end? I don't know. What I'm going to do though is when I hit my pen for the first time, I'm going to ask them.
the entities.
Yeah. See, I believe that there's always my old man always used to say to me, son, there's always someone harder than you, right?
Yeah.
That is a fact.
Yeah, of course.
There is always someone harder.
Yeah.
Don't matter how hard you think you are,
Yeah.
there's always somebody harder, right?
Yeah.
I like to think that whatever's going on, if there is some kind of sinister plan, that outside of that plan,
there's someone harder.
There's somebody harder
who's going to
go, nah. Karma says you ain't manipulating this planet into destruction or the destruction of its residents.
Yeah.
We'll sort that out for you.
So the Jupiter ascending crew come down to harvest the humans, and then all of a sudden another group of aliens turn up going, no.
Yeah.
You're not doing that.
You ain't
But there would be some sort of universal treaty, wouldn't there? where they go, oh well, that's what we do. We form a planet. We let it grow over 4 billion years or whatever.
I think that's what it is. I think we're a zoo, mate. And this is the other thing as well. They're saying in the hearings that there seems to be they want very little interaction with humans.
Yeah.
They will do everything they can to avoid interaction. So if they get now, obviously now they're like messing with fighter planes and whatnot and trying to. I think one of them said there was like 6, a big craft plane.
But that just ties in with the recon,
fighter plane saw
They're
it.
just like playing a bit. Like, what can they actually? Oh, they can't do anything. Look.
Yeah.
We've got these boys.
So then but they want very little interaction, which is pretty, similar to us with a tribe in the rainforest, isn't it? You don't want to, or just sitting with chimpanzees. You just sit quietly. You don't interact. You don't get involved.
No.
You just watch and learn. It's interesting shit, isn't it? Anyway, should we wrap it?
Yeah, it's a bit scary.
It's a bit scary. It's definitely happening. It's definitely being talked about. Something is going to happen.
You mark our words.
Does it tie in
When they come,
psychedelic?
we'll be saying, see, told ya. When they start harvesting everybody, we'll be going, told ya. We'll do a little movie for you.
Yeah.
As if you're going to be watching that shit, you'll all be running scared to the hills, wouldn't we?
But we might get some good numbers on the views beforehand, based on the fact that we knew it was going down.
They were true. They knew it.
So, anyway, that's it. Non-human intelligence, DMT, psychedelics. Soon as that's coming, mate.
Yeah.
That video, that's coming.
Oh, what? Okay.
Some experience videos. People want an experience video.
All right.
Website's back up. Like and subscribe. Obviously, like and subscribe. And let us know your comments. Did you watch the hearings? What did you think about it? What do you think about the present state of humanity? False flag operations? Anything you want to throw at us, just throw it in. And we'll have a chat about it, yeah?
Yeah.
Safe.